This ain't nothing new, you know just what we're doing. Life's hard, but we're gonna make it through it. Life's hard, but we're gonna make it through it. You can't stop this train. You know we not doing it for the fame, but up in the city, people knowing the name. Cause we don't stop, won't stop, yeah, we keep it rolling. Don't stop, won't stop, yeah, we keep it going.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of A Break with Jake. I got my man Jonah in the house. How we feeling, brother?
What's up?
That's
feeling
your camera
great,
right
baby.
there.
I see it.
We're freaking rocking and rolling, baby.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Man, I really appreciate you coming, dude.
Thank you, dude.
Like, it's big time. I told before we got on here, I was really excited because I haven't had, we're both artists. I haven't had an athlete who's been tapped in on the athlete side, because that's a different deal. So thank you for coming, bro.
Oh, dude, I'm such a fan of yours, man. Genuinely, I've been ever since we found out we were doing this. I was like, I'm nonstop listening to everything.
Jonah, bro, I'm with you, bro.
It's crazy.
We're on the same wave,
It's crazy,
man.
dude.
Well, man, let me start with this. Where are you from?
I'm from Savannah, Georgia, originally.
Okay.
And then I kind of bounced all over the place. Yeah, like you said, I was an athlete. So soccer was like my whole, basically the first, I guess, 20.
Same.
Yeah.
20 years.
20 years, right?
20 years.
20 years of my life. So I bounced around doing a lot of stuff. But I grew up in Savannah, and then I went for high school, I went to a boarding school for soccer where you train there. So it was like a live-in thing. And then I did that for all of high school, and then played soccer in college in New York, and then
Damn,
yeah,
son.
and then that was it. So I bounced all over. My family moved to Texas while I was in boarding school, so I've kind of been
You bounced around a little bit.
I've been bouncing around, and then
I love
now
it.
I've recently ended up in Nashtown, USA.
Here we are, baby. And now we're here freaking rocking it.
That's it.
Landry, bring me a Zen, brother. Because this is about to be one of those podcasts where I don't plan on leaving soon, baby.
Dude, I tried to Zen.
Talk to me about that real quick.
One time, dude, this was in college. And I will never do it again, simply because.
Please tell me.
Listen, no shame,
No
at
shame.
all. You know what I'm saying. Do it. But I was at a.
Thanks, buddy.
This is when I was in college.
Landry, my boy.
I had never tried anything like that, no nothing. And then somebody was like, "Yeah, you should try." I was like, "Yeah, you know what? It's a beautiful day." I was sitting outside.
Beautiful day.
I was like, we're outside, everything's fine." And I tried one, and I was like, "Wow, I feel fantastic."
This is great.
I don't know why anybody would say anything bad about these.
Why
things.
would they?
And then I got into a crowded car, and I was in the back. So this is like peak
Not
college for me,
a
right?
good combo.
So I was in a crowded car, and it was snowing because it was in New York, and I'm in the back seat between like my two buddies, big dudes wearing
Big boys.
coats and stuff like that.
100%.
I was like, I'm getting a little hot.
This is not good.
I'm starting to get a little hot.
Yep.
And I had a little can, like a little Truly can.
Yeah,
one of those.
100%.
And I was like, this is it. This is where I yak.
This
and
is-
it came up, and I just
Oh.
projectile yacked into the Truly can.
This might be the best podcast we've had
I'm
today.
just-
We're starting with
laying
this.
it all out.
You
That's all I'm
yak,
just saying.
and this is why I
did it,
already
and it
like
went
you, brother.
like straight into the can.
That's not a very big can.
No, which is like testament to me, right? I feel like I was pretty proud of myself for getting it.
You got it
And
in
then-
there?
And then the driver went to pull over and whipped it into a ditch, and we got stuck
Nice.
for like several hours. So yeah, my Zen experience.
We're
don't
gonna have a
endorse
great
it,
time.
but
That
you're gonna
wasn't
do whatever
planned,
you
by
want.
the way.
Sorry, it just made me think of it.
I'm
I
just
came
really
to
glad
my
you
head.
shared that story, because that's the whole point of this podcast is let's get real. My man Jonah, bro, tell me, other than the Zen story, where do we start, brother man? Like, I mean, what's going on in your life? Where did you start? Where are you from, man?
I'll give you so I'll tell you about, how about we should talk about the athlete artist experience.
Please.
Because I haven't spoken to anybody else who has had this experience.
Cameras, this is my first. I've had athletes on, but I haven't had a college athlete on. I was a college athlete. We were talking about this before a little bit. It's a big moment for me because I have a college athlete on, and they know what's happening. Like, it's a different lifestyle.
I did.
So let's talk about it, Bubba.
So I'll lay it on you. I did music since I was a little kid. So
Okay.
when I started off, I was a jazz guitarist. That was my thing.
How the hell does that start?
I know. It was weird.
Jazz
it was
guitarist.
it was because of my grandfather. My grandfather played with this dude. named Danny Gatton, who's
Okay.
a super famous guitarist.
Okay.
Back in these jazz.
So we got some family ties in this.
Oh
thing.
yeah, we got some family ties. There's a video. He was like the you've seen like on Broadway they like rip a beer and then they play with it like on
Yeah,
as a
yeah,
slide or
100%.
So-
Crazy.
Danny is like the first dude that ever
Danny
just,
boy.
busted that out and started doing it.
I love it.
My grandfather used to show me videos of Danny and them playing together, and I was like, damn, I really want to do that. So I got into jazz. I started with a jazz teacher right when I was really little, and then just kept doing
Wow.
it. And guitar was like it was kind of the escape, right? It was the thing
Totally.
I did that wasn't music. Was that
100%.
the thing I did that wasn't soccer?
Wow.
And then I'll give you the nitty gritty as we
Give me
go.
the
I'm sure,
nitty-gritty,
but
baby.
When I got to college, that was like my peak sort of like soccer achievement was being and I was a captain as well. So I was like that was my
Wow.
whole life. I was like when I was a sophomore, I was a
Wow.
captain, and I was playing D1 soccer. I was really deeply committed to all of this, and then the social media shit came around.
Totally.
And my sister was like, hey, you should, she had been working she was like a social media strategist
Totally.
for brands. And her and I are really close, but she's like 8 years older than me. She's now on my management.
Yes, she is.
But
shout out.
Big shout out. But she runs a company if anybody needs help.
That's it.
If
Shout her
anybody
out,
needs-
baby.
It's called Flying Hair Social.
Boom.
She's the best in the business.
And the best in the business.
If anybody needs it, if you want to turn your life around,
Gotcha.
if you want to play college sports and then sign a record deal and pretend like you know what you're doing,
Here we are.
She's the one to go to.
Here we are.
But anyway, no, she was like, hey, you should start posting on TikTok. This is while I was playing soccer in college. And I
Yeah.
was like, hey, no, I'm not going to do that. I was like, absolutely not. And I think
bro,
everybody
it's not
had
the
that, like,
vibe.
everybody had that like that initial resistance.
100%.
It's just like, what the fuck? And so I resisted it for a while, and then at the time, crazy little turn.
Please.
I was producing. I was making like tropical house beats.
Okay.
This is what I was making.
So you're
at the time.
producing
So
at
I
this-
was playing guitar and doing all sorts of stuff
Okay,
like that.
okay.
But I was obsessed with these like little tropical house, like Kygo and Matoma
Yes,
and all this
yes,
stuff. I
yes.
was obsessed with that stuff. And I was like, all right, this is what I want to do, whatever. And I started posting that on TikTok, and then something like 5 or 6 videos in, one of them did really
Popped
well.
off.
And I was like, damn, okay. And that introduced the first wave of like people saying like, hey,
This is
the
fire.
conversations that
Totally.
happen. They're
Totally.
just like, we just wanted to introduce ourselves, and then whatever, all this stuff.
Totally.
And
That talk. I know that talk. I know
yeah,
what
we
you're
just wanted-
saying.
we just wanted to get our foot in the door. And then
Yeah.
you talk
Can we
about-
have a meeting?
Then you talk about nothing for like
100%.
an hour. and go
100%.
back. Yeah. So I was doing that between classes and practice and stuff. But anyway, then I was like, all right, what I really want to do, I want to write songs. And I had been writing songs, but I'd never shared them or anything. And I was like, all right, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. And I ended up posting a video with my voice on it. It started off with a cover. It was actually a cover of a song. It was a song called "Welcome to Wonderland" by this dude named Anson Seabra.
Incredible song.
I just toured with.
Incredible song.
So I just went
toured
on
with
tour
him.
with him. It was a crazy like full circle sort of
Full
moment.
circle. That's how it
so
works, baby.
Anson and I became buddies because of that. And then
What a
whatever.
guy.
But regardless, so I put my voice out there, and then it was like now everybody was saying, oh, you should put out music, you should do this, and all these people are doing the bullshit conversation. I was just like, oh
100%.
my God. And I was like, all right, I didn't think I was going to put out a song, but I'll just keep posting music,
Keep
doing
pushing
all this stuff. And I posted this one song that I hadn't finished yet, and I left it. This was like before the whole like open verse thing was a big thing.
Huge thing now.
It is a huge thing, but so I didn't that hadn't happened yet. There had been people who had done like complete the phrase or complete the song
100%.
or whatever. But
Totally.
I called it something. I called it like co-write with me or something.
Yeah,
weird,
yeah.
whatever.
I love that.
And I left it open, but it was only because I didn't have the song finished, and I genuinely wanted to hear what people had to say.
Wow.
And then that
Talk to me, bro.
went went really viral.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit, I need to finish this. Finish the song, recorded the song, and then I ended up putting it out basically independently to start with the help of this awesome dude who was so helpful early on.
Incredible.
And basically, yeah, and it just had an awesome release.
Yeah.
Ended up, this was like my first song, and I was still playing soccer, all this stuff.
100%.
Charting on iTunes and got on all these playlists. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, 100%.
I still feel like that.
To this day, I feel that.
Right. And then after that happened, I was like, all right, well, I got to make, a really big life decision here. And decided to, and my parents were kind of like, not necessarily urging me, but like, if you want to drop out, you can drop out, which is a rare thing. Like, I don't
gonna be one of the best episodes, so I hope you guys are locked in because we're not done. We're about to have a good one here.
I was so set on soccer. I mean, I had committed my life to that.
Totally.
So I was like, all right, I'm gonna finish out my season. I'm going to take classes all through summer, winter. I'm going to get my degree, graduate early, and get after it. So I graduated early. Didn't even have a graduation. I got out before my graduation. I haven't even seen my diploma, but I know it exists.
It exists, but
I don't know what it's in.
It's in the air, baby. Put it in the iCloud. It's in the iCloud.
It's in the cloud
Put
somewhere.
it in the cloud.
Yeah.
It's in the cloud some fucking where. I don't know where, but there it is.
As soon as I got out and went to LA, did a year in LA, and then and now I'm here. So,
brother, oh my god! I mean, what a story! I can't wait.
Dude, I want to hear yours, dude. I need to hear all yours.
Like I've told this camera, like me and Jonah have not met. I mean, we talked for 5 minutes back here about a little bit of our life story, but my fan base and anyone who's watching, we have a very, very similar. It's like it's different, but it's similar. Brother, it's like I've never had a college athlete on here,
dude, and you gotta give me your story.
I will, bro. It's like so. Here's the thing, man.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. So we spent it's same way as you. I spent my whole life playing athletics. My dad was a coach. My uncle was a coach. Yep. My grandpa was a coach. My other uncle was a coach. It's like everyone's a coach.
Everybody's
and you know how it is.
Yeah.
It's like I grew up in a gym. I remember my dad, I don't remember it, but my dad told me I was in the gym in 2.5 weeks because he was playing Shakota, Oklahoma, which is like, it's like they were playing a ball game and I was there. So it's like I grew up in a literal gym.
Jacked baby, huh?
That's it, baby.
Jacked.
I was in, son. I was in.
Huge.
So it's like I was doing this thing, and I knew basketball was my thing. It really had to be. I didn't want it to be anything else. I played baseball. I played track. I did track. I did football. Did all that, but I knew basketball was my thing. So this is going to be a really cool podcast because I mean, you'll see all these other episodes. I haven't had another athlete that's played in college. So this is going to be really cool. So I got a full ride to go play at Oklahoma Wesleyan. I played at Oklahoma Wesleyan, played basketball. We did a mission trip. You know how all the freshmen have to go do like extra stuff.
Yeah.
So so my coach, Donnie Boswick, if you ever see this, brother, love you. But it was like, we're going to go to this mission trip in Briggsdale, Colorado. And I was like, okay, let's do this. I can't wait. I love my teammates were amazing when I first got there. And, when we would go do a mission trip, we would go fix up the house.
Yeah.
This was a broken down community. It really was. So we had to go fix up the house. We would go carry stuff for old people. We would do anything.
That's nice.
And it was a great mission trip.
Yeah,
it was a great mission trip. But at the end of the night, we played pickup. From about 8 to 10. We play pickup. So 8 to 10 we play, and stuff's going good. I'm learning my teammates. I'm like, these guys are sick. The second night we play. Swear on my life, brother, man. We're playing pickup, and I do something I've done the rest of my whole 20 years. I guess I was 19. My 19 years of life, I went to go drive to the left side of the lane, and I blow my knee out.
No.
In front of all of them. It was very embarrassing.
This your freshman year?
Brother, we haven't even started college. It was summer mission trip. So like they're bringing all the college, the freshmen to come vibe with each other. You're with me? You're a college athlete. You get it.
Of course,
it's like we're coming to come vibe with each other. And I'm driving left and my knee does not plant. I'm driving left. I'm just going to tell you. And plant. This knee does not do what it's supposed to do.
Which one?
It was my right one.
Which tendon?
It was my bro.
Or ligament?
All of them. That's the bad part. That's the bad part. So I plant wrong, and I'm down on the floor, and I'm like, I can't go because usually I'm
There's no knee anymore.
What? There's no knee.
It just doesn't exist.
Right. So like it's a couple ligaments. It's all of them. Like they're all gone.
Oh
and so I plant wrong, and my college coaches are watching us from the sidelines, and I'm like, this isn't good. I know that's not good. I mean, I haven't even started my college career, and
in pickup too. That's the worst.
And it's in pickup, and I've hurt my knee, and I'm like, this is not good. So. Anyways, here's what goes down. We get back to Oklahoma, which is where I play ball, and I'm in rehabbing my knee, and I go and pick up a pawn shop guitar. I went to Bartlesville, Oklahoma. I don't remember the name of the pawn shop, but if I knew it, I would shout y'all out. Y'all were so nice to me, and I pick up a pawn shop guitar, and I start learning how to play guitar, and
dude, that's it. No way. You picked up the guitar after you blew out your
Swear to God. Swear to God. I pick up a guitar and I watch YouTube because I can't do anything. I can't play ball. So it's like I'm watching YouTube on a TV, man. And I'm like, how can I play chords? Let me do something that sounds good.
Yeah.
And then and I pick up like 3 chords, G, C, D. That's pretty much it. Hey, you're right, baby. That's all I need. That's it. So I start doing that, and then the moral of the story is, brother, I get okay at guitar. I'm not writing good songs. I'm trying to play guitar with my songs. It's not very good, and I get healthy to come back. We're college athletes. It's like, okay, we're coming. It was just a hobby while I was in rehab.
Right.
So I come back to play. And we get a weekend. I swear to God, it was a weekend. I was so out of shape. So my whole week was just run on the sideline.
That's the worst part about being injured, dude. It's
awful.
Having to get back into shape afterwards.
100%. Run on the baseline, get back in shape. I remember this. It was miserable. And then a week later, they're like, they said we're gonna be out for about 2 weeks. They said we're in about 2 weeks. There's a quarantine. COVID's coming around, and it's like I remember being like, okay, I just rehabbed this whole way to come back and play. We're out for 2 weeks for this quarantine thing, and it's like, okay. And then it really set in. Well, after we got sent into quarantine, we're not coming back. So it was like, okay, well,
so this is what year of college?
20. It was my freshman year, and it was like the end of it in March. So I was like,
right, okay. So it was my sophomore year when the quarantine
so we're very
happened.
similar. So it's like,
same thing.
Okay, I'm not coming back, and it's like, I don't know I don't know how long this thing's gonna last. But you remember the rumors? It was like, we're gonna be there for 2 or 3 years, and
you still got eligibility.
I got eligible. I could go back, bro. We might need to go back to the same college and just go to the same college. But it's like, okay, I'm not gonna be doing basketball for like 2 years at least, or a year at least. So it's like, I learned how to play guitar while I was in quarantine. So it was like, okay, I'm gonna tap in to TikTok because that's bro. I didn't know anyone in music, so it was like, I'm gonna tap into this music industry and I'm gonna try to attack it. Because that's the only I knew I was good in front of a camera. I've always been good in front of a camera. So it was like, I'm going to tap into this. And I did. And it started popping off. And I was like, this is great. But, bro, it was a wild experience. I want to ask you, just because I haven't had a college athlete on, when's your first memory of like going to athletics for, you were a soccer player. What's your first memory? What is that like?
Of playing soccer?
Yes, playing soccer.
First of all, that's a crazy story.
I mean, it's psychotic.
unbelievable.
And me and Jonah right next week, so get ready for the song that's coming
right.
someday.
That's
I
right.
don't know, but tell me about it.
It'll be a heartbreaking, washed up college athlete.
We'll get back into that. Me and him were in the same wave, so tell me about it, brother.
I mean, dude, when I started, I got man, that made me think of so many things also, because I'll tell you more about it later. But
but we got time, so talk to me.
My first memories of playing, I started when I was really little, and I can't completely remember it, but I remember I was somewhere around 4 years old. My dad was coaching. You know, it was
coaching soccer.
Yeah, he was coaching soccer. He wasn't like a like a A-level coach or anything.
Right,
he wasn't
right.
doing anything, but he was just having fun, and he played as well. So, but I remember I wouldn't get in the scrum. Like I wouldn't get close to people.
Totally.
And I remember my family like distinctly sitting down and were like, hey, maybe soccer's not for you, man. Maybe this isn't your sport. And we went and tried a bunch of other stuff and all this crazy stuff, man. And it just nothing was clicking. And then one day they sat me down and they were like, you know, you can get in there and like be aggressive. And I was like, oh.
Okay.
Like, I thought that was mean or something like that.
Right.
And then after that point, it was just like I fell in love with it completely.
Wow.
But it's crazy. I always told people too. I was like, I wasn't a dick. Okay, I wasn't a dick. But I was like, I was definitely not like a fun dude to play when I was in college, especially and stuff like that.
Did you talk shit?
I wasn't great at talking shit. I was just like. I was like a defensive center mid was my primary role. So I was just kind of like concerned with like trying to hit hard and pass the ball off. That's pretty much it.
See, my thing was, bro, I talk shit.
You strike
like,
me as a shit.
I talk shit. I mean, I did, and it's like. Now that I'm out of it, it's like I kind of regret it, but I don't because, bro.
Dude, I'm just bad at talking shit.
It was like you weren't good at it.
No, I wasn't good. I bet you were so good at it. I can't. You probably said some crazy shit.
I said crazy shit, and I know some people will be watching this that I played. I was really mean to y'all, and I don't regret it, but I'm sorry because, bro, I said some crazy shit, dog.
I took the only times I wouldn't say anything, but I would do things that were just like kind of aggressive. And I always said like, I wish they would actually know how I was when I wasn't playing soccer.
It's just that's like, all I wish.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
I just wish you knew how I really was.
But I got socked in the face, full punched across
Talk
the
to me
face
about it.
in a game once because I was doing this thing, basically like on a corner kick. I would, and this would piss me off too, to be fair. But the guy would like every time he would start to move or run, I would give him like a little. Like a quick little check in his chest, just like a little one.
You were doing the corner kick?
No, I was marking this dude. So,
got it.
We were defending the corner kick.
Got it.
And every time he would run in, he would start to move. I'd just give him a little check.
What's up, bitch?
And I wasn't saying anything. You know, I wasn't being like, yeah, what's up, little.
You were cool,
little bitch. Yeah, I wasn't doing any of that. I was just like, give him a little check. And then he's fuck off. And then he's the one that starts saying, you know, little floppy hair girl bitch, you know, all this stuff.
And now we got to get into it.
And then, you know, he's like talking about all this smack or whatever.
100%.
And I don't say anything. I just kept doing anything. And every time he ran, I gave him a little one.
Yeah.
And then he starts going and I guess he just snapped and he turned around and just full across the face, laid me out. And I was like, and I was so taken aback that I didn't know what I'm not gonna
smacks you in the face.
No, he closed fist, dude. He closed fist across the face, and I was like, damn. And nobody saw it except like one of the parents because I was in the like back of the scrum.
Right. I'm with you.
And I came over and I was just like, you should punch me in the face, man. And he was like, yeah, fucking me, I did, pussy. Yeah, he's doing one of those things. I'm like, all right, man.
What a bitch.
Whatever.
Oh my God.
But once
he smacked you in the face.
Like, that was in high school. So once you got to college, I think it was just like people talk shit a lot. Everybody
100%.
says everything. They say things that are just so mean, but they don't mean anything.
Before we get into our college thing, I'm trying to think of the crazy thing. So in high school, bro, I had 3 technicals. And my uncle who will watch this is my coach, and that's like not like if you fuck up, it's like you're in trouble.
You're right. You're gonna get
But
spanked
I remember
is
I
what's
was
gonna
on the
happen.
free throw
You're not gonna
line.
eat.
We were on the free throw line. We were playing at Cleveland. Coach Brimmer, if you watch this, you got it. We were on the free throw line, and I had 4 technicals probably all throughout high school. But I remember one of them. We were playing Bishop Kelly, and this is actually to this day one of my boys. His name is Ryan, but I was standing in the middle, and he stepped on while we were sitting on the free throw line. He swore to God, I think it's on film, so I can show it. If Ryan Genron's watching this, he untied my shoelace, and I was like, I'm not doing that shit, bro. Yeah. So I popped off to him. I was like, nah, bro. So I pushed him. Ryan, if you're watching this, you'll know what I'm talking about. I was like, we ain't doing this, bro.
Was he your boy at the time?
No.
Okay.
No. He wasn't. So he untied my shoelace, and I popped off. I pushed him, and I got a technical. And the ref was like, he's got to go out. So my uncle was my coach, and he was like, get the fuck out of here. He was like, you get the fuck on the bench. Because my uncle it's my dad's brother. And I mean, he's really strict. He's like,
it's that gritted teeth.
right.
It's not
He was like, get on the fucking bench. Get on the fucking bench. So I did that. That happened. But I mean, that was a crazy moment because I almost got ejected just because he stepped on my shoelace. Did a good job. Yeah. Because if I and you know how it is, you just gotta the second person always gets caught.
Yeah.
And that's how it was.
You threw something back, yeah, no,
100%. So the second person got caught. So let me tap into, bro. You're in high school. You're doing really well. You're a Division I soccer player. How the hell does that happen? Talk to me about what's your process in that. That's a big moment.
That's one of those things I think about a lot about now, because that was like the whole world depended on that decision and that happening at the time.
When you're in that moment, bro, that's all that matters.
Now, like think about now what you're doing now. Like,
it doesn't matter at all.
No, it just doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
And people would tell me that too. They would be like, dude, like, you know, it's whatever's supposed to happen is going to happen.
100%.
I'd be like, yeah, fuck off. I am so stressed about this.
100%.
Like, you know, or like the SAT scores, or like if a coach was at the game, I'd be like, you know,
I'm gonna lock in extra.
I'd be thinking about it for months, you know. So
bro, like, that's why I really love this episode, because we got a college athlete on here. My boy back here was my best friend's a college athlete. It's like, we get this, bro. It's like we get this.
So my whole thing was when I was in high school, especially, I was very much, I wasn't the all-star necessarily. I was just the kind of dude that just said I was the captain, but I was like very much a like I said, like I was just kind of a heavily defensive, collect the ball and pass it, just
100%.
consistent. So I wasn't flashy or anything. I wasn't like, you know, scoring a ton of goals or anything like that. So all of the big schools that were coming after, you know, like the leading scorers and all the stuff like that. I wasn't getting that sort of stuff. And I think I was struggling with my confidence a little bit, especially going into college, just because I felt so much pressure riding on that decision, because it felt like it was just my whole life depended on where I was going or what coach was interested in me.
100%,
and then
Bob.
if some coach wasn't interested in me, I was staking my self-worth on
100%,
that, you know? So that was really tough. And then I made the decision. I was like, you know what? Like, it was the first time in my life that I'd ever considered anything other than soccer as being important. Was like, I mean, aside from the, like, you know, family and
totally 100%,
basic human needs,
100%,
like food and
100%
shelter, of course.
Yes, exactly.
But it was like the first time I'd ever considered that there were things that I was deeply interested in, like the school, or like the actual like academic reputation of a place, or like the you know, the culture of the people that were there and stuff like that. So I was just like, all right. And I kind of shifted my focus a little bit, and that really helped me. I started to get my confidence and started to feel good about that. I focused really hard on school when I was in high school. I was trying so hard to be valedictorian, and I came so close.
You're close.
I thought I had it until somebody else literally walked up onto the stage.
Who
and
got
like,
it? Who got it?
I don't
Do you
even know
remember?
who it is. I
Don't
know
even know
what
their
she
name.
looks like. I know what she looks like.
Yeah.
I don't know her name.
She got
But
it, though.
If you're wondering if I hold a grudge, you damn
do.
right. You damn right. But anyway, I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna focus on these schools that have great academic reputations
Totally.
also. And then I was sending off all these emails. You've written the college emails.
100%, Bubba.
Like, Coach,
NCSA,
I'm
baby.
such a fan of your program. And how
I
you
love
run the
this
ball.
program.
Just like, I love this program because of
I'd love
back
to come.
in 2010. I loved when you won the
When you won
CSAC.
32 games,
Yeah,
I love
exactly.
that
was
moment.
amazing, and all that stuff. So I did all those sorts of
100%,
things.
bro.
And I was good at writing emails too.
Oh, brother,
but-
me too, dog. I mean, I wish we could see our emails
Dude,
together.
I bet they're probably the same thing. They're probably-
Unbelievable.
it's-
It was
it's
like,
great.
I'd love to join your program, sir.
Yeah, I'd love to be of service. Let me serve you. Here are my credentials.
So talk to me about you go to Cornell. Is that the right?
That's where I went. Yeah. So that
how's
day,
that?
basically, I was talking to a few schools that were like Cornell, similar to Cornell, and I went and visited a bunch of places, and ended up going out to Cornell. When it was like a nice day and everything. And they don't show you how
Where's
fucking
Cornell at?
brutally cold it is in the winter.
What is that in?
It's in Ithaca, New York. So that's upstate New York.
Oh, you're up in New York, baby.
It was on like a lake. Anybody that goes to Cornell can attest that it's
They'll know.
gorgeous
They'll
for
know.
like 2 months, 3
100%.
months, and then it's just like the most ridiculous weather you could ever imagine. But regardless, so I went up there when it was really nice, and I just like fell in love with the way with the program. And they had just gotten, so at the time they were ranked. There were about 205 teams in D1. And they were ranked 190, I believe. Like shit. They
Very
were
bad.
shit.
I mean,
But they had just gotten
that's shitty, son.
basically their whole coaching staff, not their whole coaching staff, but the head coach and an assistant had just come from Stanford my year.
Here we come.
And that they had just won the national championship that year. So he was trying to start it up from the ground up.
He left
He left
from there?
Stanford to
Why?
go to Cornell.
Do you
He
know?
wanted to do it himself. He wanted to
He
head
just
coach,
wanted to start a new
and he wanted
spot.
to go from like start to
Okay,
end. So I was
that's
like,
fair. Yeah.
love that. Absolutely love that.
Yeah.
Love the underdog thing. Love all that.
100%.
And I was like, all right, here's an opportunity to be first class to really
Totally.
turn this around.
Makes total sense.
So I committed there my junior year. I remember taking the call. I was like
Talk to me
changing.
about it.
I was changing in the locker room, and the coach called me to offer it, and I didn't have time to get my clothes on, so I was like shit, and it was loud in the locker room, and I ran out basically just like butt ass naked. I just like ran out into the hallway, and a bunch of and I'm sitting there on the phone like completely naked, and a bunch of like the girls teams were walking past and stuff. I was just like, I can't do anything about this. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm just trying to tuck myself in the corner and stuff.
Let me
Like,
try
wrap
to get
myself
this
up.
offer right
But
here.
then he offered it, and I was like, oh my god! And I walked in, and everybody was waiting for me, and I was like, he offered it, and then they all went like freaked out,
Bro.
And so then went there, and then by the time
Yeah, let's get into this. I want to get into when
graduated.
you go to Cornell. How the hell do you get into music, brother?
oh, it's crazy. So I need to gas myself and
Gas
my,
it, baby.
my team up quickly. So it was
Gas 'em.
190 when we started. And the rank was 190.
You're 190.
By the time that I graduated, we hit 14th in the country.
Dog.
By the end of and
You
it
were
was
doing it.
awesome. We did awesome. So
All the
that
boys,
was,
I hope y'all watching. I mean, y'all boys were doing it.
we were doing it, and they're crushing it right now.
Butter
too.
back
Same
there,
thing.
he know y'all were doing it, son.
Doing it. Butter knows,
Holy shit,
baby.
y'all went from 190 to 14.
Butter. We went from margarine to butter is what we did.
Dog, baby, y'all were on butter, son.
Yeah. So
What the hell?
Basically, anyway, to answer your question, all right. So
Come on,
I was
baby.
doing the music. I had been like.
You grew up in church
interested in
singing.
it.
How the hell does that start?
Well, I wasn't singing yet. I didn't start singing until pretty recently, like
Me
a
and
couple
you, baby.
years ago.
We're
dude,
in
honestly.
this- we're in this
which is
together.
crazy because your voice is nuts.
Well, your voice is
No,
nuts.
my
So
voice is-
we're very similar because
That's
I didn't
insane.
start doing music till I was till we got sent into quarantine. So it's the same way. Like I was
about the
playing
same
basketball and my teammates, college teammates, they don't know anything about it.
Did you? I have a question
Please,
for you.
come on.
So when you started doing this stuff,
Yes.
Did you show any of it to them, or
No.
did they see any? Were you posting anything? Did they see anything you posted?
They didn't see anything.
So you kept it private.
I was too shy to show what I was doing.
Wow.
Because we were playing college athletics is crazy,
Dude.
bro.
Well,
it's like
yeah,
I
got my own
like
story,
you're
yeah.
soccer, and I was basketball, and it was like okay, like I can sing, but it's like this wasn't the thing.
Yeah.
What the hell is your
So
story?
I was gonna.
I didn't show.
The reason why I ask is because like one of the toughest parts of once I started getting more serious with it and posting was like they were seeing the posts, and so there were a lot of times
you posted
like,
in front of them,
especially I was posting them to social media, and then when they started doing well, they were just coming up on on recruits,
yes,
like For You pages and stuff like that. And so at this time, this was like right around quarantine too, so I was running practices because we weren't allowed to have like actual organized things.
Wow,
so being the
bro.
captain, there was me and one other kid that I was doing it with, who's now playing at Real Salt Lake, which is
what
awesome.
a guy, baby.
But he, so we were running these practices, and I would have to talk to recruits on the phone,
Totally.
and try to convince them to come to whatever.
Yep.
And these recruits started saying like, "Dude, by the way, I saw your video. Like your video came up on my For You page, by the way." And like I'm supposed to be this tough,
100%, bro.
captain, like guy, and I'm
100%.
singing online about how I'm in pain and like everything's like, And it was tough, dude, especially when I had like people. I had to go yell at people or go be strict and whatever,
bro.
after I just posted some love song or whatever.
100%, bro.
It's just like,
I'm supposed to be the tough guy,
Yeah.
but I'm singing about this sad shit.
that's it. And so people were just like, it was kind of like split on the support, and some people were really supportive, and other people were like, made fun of it a little bit. And I think
I'm
even
same way,
my
same way.
closest friends made fun of it, but it was in a way that you'd expect your closest friends to make fun of it. But at the same
Wow.
time, I was just like, being on a team like that, going into a locker room full of dudes who play a sport in like a highly competitive thing. It's so hard to have those two lives of like, I'm trying to get vulnerable with my emotions.
Wow.
At the same time, I'm like
Brother?
supposed to be
Brother, I can't relate more
Yeah.
because especially like I mean we're in different sports, but it's like I was in the
Same
basketball
culture,
space,
dude.
and it's
Yeah.
the same thing. It's like we're very. I mean, when it comes to college athletics, it's like we're not talking about that stuff.
No,
It's like
dude,
we're talking
it
about
was-
practice, we're talking about girls, we're talking about this and this. But when you because I was the same way, because I started posting whenever I got into the college space, it's like, are you sad, bro? You know
Yeah,
what I'm
dude,
saying?
that's what it
it's
is.
Like, it's like,
Exactly.
are you sad, bro? And it's like, I mean, I'm not, but it's like this is what's doing it
Yeah.
for me. Like, this is
Yeah.
what helps me get through it.
Yeah.
And that's crazy you say that.
You have
bro.
to, yeah. One of the the very weird parts of being a writer, a songwriter, or an artist is the fact that you have to. I mean, assuming you write from your own experience and
100%.
whatever, is you have to be constantly evaluating your emotions.
Oh,
And
100%.
the environment in which like a team competitive team man sport is not the place where you're constantly discussing your emotions and stuff
100%,
like that.
brother.
So that was really difficult for me, and I think I had to have a couple of like come to Jesus moments with myself of being like,
Totally.
dude, this is what you really want. It doesn't matter what other people think.
Other people think is the
And I still struggle with it a lot of the
100%,
time,
bro.
because I mean you're constantly you're bearing your soul a little bit. But fortunately, when I started to block it out, and the quarantine was kind of a blessing in disguise in this way, because I didn't have to. There was a chunk where I didn't have to engage with people about
Totally.
it. I didn't have to, because I was
100%.
on my own, and I just went ISO and just
100%.
shut myself off, and I was like, I'm gonna figure out what I want to do. And then the more that happened, it was like by the time it was taken off, it was like I'm not gonna give people the option to make fun of this. I would love to see you make fun of this because this is my real experience.
Jonah, bro.
And people are reacting and people are resonating with this. And I'm like, if you can't see the value in that, then you're looking at it wrong, and you shouldn't be around. I shouldn't be around you.
Jonah, bro, we're on the same wave because especially if I have a lot of people, NBA and college, who are watching this. It's like, it's not very easy to, whenever you're in that moment and you're playing with a bunch of college athletes, that's not the popular shit to do, is to talk about how you're really feeling. And to be honest, my man Jonah, it's like everyone else is feeling this way, but they don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
They're not artists.
Well, that's
so
the I think that's kind of the male part of the male experience.
Dog, and
well,
like that's the experience. It's like they don't know how to feel about it. It makes them feel a little weird, and it's like the fact that me and you can be like that wave that's like, this is how we really feel. Dude. And all our teammates who don't know how to speak up about it.
Yeah.
This is how they feel.
There's such a fine line, because you're supposed to be tough in sports. You're tough.
That's how it is, bro. Come on, keep talking. We're supposed to be
whole
tough.
life, like my family is
keep
very
going.
much like this.
Keep
also,
going.
they're very this gets into the mental health thing.
No,
which
please,
I'm sure.
Please get into it.
We can get into it, but my family is very. Everybody is high achieving in the sense that, like,
totally.
You work your ass off because you're a Kagan. This is what you do.
100%.
You work your dick off no matter what. And that was always the value I brought, was like, you're not going to beat me up here. I promise you.
You won't.
That's
where we got it. We got it up here.
And I always said that. I was like, there's no way. So, I had all these, I was constantly surrounded by people, and I was having, I felt down. I felt good, bad, sad, whatever, everything in between. But I was also constantly surrounded by people, and I was doing something, always doing something. I was training, all these things. But then I got out.
Yes, bro.
And so this was where it got really weird for me.
Talk to me.
I went from this thing where I was responsible for 36 dudes, and
you're the captain,
constantly around people. You have this dedicated purpose that you've been chasing your entire life, and all of a sudden now I am pretty much alone and doing something that is really isolating.
100%.
Like the music thing, nobody else on that team was doing the music.
They don't get it.
Nobody was doing whatever.
They don't.
And even if they're supportive, it's still, you're in a different lane. And
100%,
you're trying to
bro.
think of your own things. So
100%.
I started to get really anxious about this. And
talk to me about it, bro.
Big thing that I have come to the conclusion on, and this is kind of the message for anybody in this sort of situation,
please,
especially in a college sports environment, is like,
that's what we got to bring, bro.
You can't out tough mental health. You can't.
It's not possible.
You can't just get over it.
You can't.
Or you can't just, and that has been my answer to everything. My whole life is plow through it. If there's an issue, if there's something wrong,
brother,
if you're not getting playing time, if you're not, you're not great at passing, you're not great at whatever, you fuck something up, it doesn't matter what it is, you put your head down and you work and you get through it. You can't just tough up. Also, I know a lot of my friends like that go into doing or a lot of former athletes, whatever, they go into doing like a 9-to-5, a normal like corporate job,
100%.
which is nothing wrong with that.
Nothing at all.
But these are kids that were like bred to be a fucking animal, and that spend all of their days
being
just
the
like
NBA,
thinking about
bro.
how to be better.
That's the goal.
And then you just put them at a desk, and they're like everything that I just spent my life committing to. Like, and I know the post sort of like athlete or post athletic career depression is a very real.
It's a real thing.
It's a very real thing.
It's a real thing.
But for me, I mean, it was kind of a double-edged sword, because not only did I stop doing this thing that was my identity for so long, I moved into something else that I was passionate about, sure, which I'm so grateful for that. And
Totally.
I love my job.
100%.
I'm sure you love your job too.
I 100%.
But it required me to think about how I was feeling all the time.
Brother,
and I was like, holy shit. Like
it's
now
so
all
real.
of a sudden I'm not only am I feeling these new things and this kind of existential identity crisis, I'm also forcing myself to inspect it.
100%, brother.
So my answer, and it's been like a years long process now.
100%.
I graduated
It's not easy.
in 2021, and that was the first time that I started actually having to work on this. It's like
Totally.
it's a different kind of hard work when you're talking about your brain.
It is,
and
bro.
Your mind. It's a different kind of hard work, and it requires you to shed off the I'm a college athlete, tough man thing, and realize like this shit is more real than anything that could happen to you physically on the field. There's nothing that could happen to you that would be worse than the burdens that you might be bearing.
100%.
The music thing for me, it doesn't necessarily, like me writing the music or making the music or communicating my story, these sorts of things, that's not actually what helps me. Like the actual writing process or things like that. And I know for a lot of people that is what helps them and things like that. But I think it's not, I don't necessarily look to music to get me out of this or to find a way to make me feel better, as much as it is sharing it with people in a way that they connect. And then you realize there's a community out there that is being affected by what you say. What a blessing to be able to have people that are there to receive something you say
100%.
and have it affect them. That's invaluable to me. And that is why I keep doing it every day, is because, any song you put out could be somebody's favorite song. It could change somebody's life.
100%.
And I have people that have changed my life. It's the same thing.
Save their life, bro.
It could save their life. And you get those messages like,
talk to them.
oh my God, man. It's unbelievable.
I'll be vulnerable first. There's people that message me and they say, the song that you wrote, that you put out, has saved my life. And if I didn't have this song, I would have killed myself.
Jesus.
And it's like, I know you've seen the same thing. And it's like, if we can do that,
yeah,
it's all that matters, dog.
Dude. Well, if one person's listening to it and one person's affected by it, that's enough.
Dog.
I think especially I know, like with your music, especially your most recent one with Boys Don't Cry.
Thank you.
That is literally what we're talking about, is
Me and
that
you.
sort of like that kind of cry out for men's mental health also, and just being like, it's okay to be somebody who, and I think this is important too, to show like it's okay to be somebody who plays college sports, who's supposed to be a tough guy, who's supposed to be all this
100%.
stuff, who also can express emotions and be artistic
100%.
and be creative and things like that.
It is huge to speak up on, and I'm glad that me and you, I didn't know, I've seen your music, but it's like, when I tapped into it, it was like me and you were speaking about the same thing.
Yeah, man. The biggest thing that I would say for somebody that is either an athlete of any kind, doesn't have to be college, it could be
100%.
any level of whatever. Everybody's got something, and it's very easy to feel like you're the only one that's got something, or
100%.
Everybody's got something. Even the people that don't got something, they got something.
The way I want to end this is my boy Jonah. Jonah, talk to this camera right here. Talk to him about your social media. How do we find you on social media? Because he talks about this, bro. I'm telling you. Talk to him real quick, Jonah.
You can find all my stuff just under my name, my Instagram, my TikTok, my Twitter. I forget that I have a Twitter sometimes, but and my Spotify. It's all Jonah Kagan, just JONAHKAGEN. Go check it out. Go
there it is.
Leave me some angry comments, and it'll
and me and Jonah we got a session next week.
That's right. We're gonna write a great song.
We're bringing it to y'all. So I'm really excited to have a session with you, bro.
Yeah, man.
I think we had this podcast, and I think this session's gonna come to another life. We'll change some lives with that.
Yeah, dude. Well,
So
thank you for having me, brother. I appreciate it.
God, it means the world, brother. All right, y'all. That's another episode of A Break with Jake. I got Jonah in the house with me, I mean, I love it. Thank y'all so much. This is A Break with Jake. Peace out, dogs. Peace.
You can't stop this train. You know we not doing it for the fame, but up in the city, people knowing the name. Cause we don't stop, won't stop, yeah, we keep it rolling. Don't stop, won't stop, yeah, we keep it going.